So they started Nikola Jovic.
That's what happened to my guy. Like, I thought he was gonna get some serious minutes, and they're like, and it's almost like, hey, we don't want him to show out too much. Come over here, sit by me.
He had a good first quarter. He had a really great start to the game.
And but why don't you keep that? He is one of the tallest guys on your team.
I don't know.
You were getting out rebounded like, oh my god.
They got out rebounded by 20.
And it wasn't even that close. Like, they got 2 and 3 opportunities on offense. On defense, you see a couple of heat bodies trying to get an offensive rebound, not even close, because of all the tarantulas in there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you have to put some.
It's all,
size
and also the referee is just out to lunch. I mean, you want to talk about just a complete swing and manipulation of home and road. It was ridiculous. Corruption, honestly, is what you could say. Because honestly, I'm going to tell you right now,
Steven.
Yes.
Before this goes any further, I told you, -1.
Why?
You know why?
I don't know why.
Oh my
-1.
Fraud.
This isn't the same thing as Monty Williams. It's not the same thing as Monty Williams. It's not the same thing.
Sham. It is.
It is not the same thing.
The losing team always complains about officiating.
It had nothing to do with free throws, though. Free throws were even. I'm not talking about free throws. I'm talking about making up the rules willy-nilly with the traveling calls. Like, NBA, say what you mean what you say. Because it's like game to game, these players don't know what to do anymore. Like, Kyle Lowry, you called it traveling on. Really? Kyle Lowry been in the league for 100 years. You think he's out here traveling?
Wait, what does whether he traveled or not have anything to do with how long
he didn't travel? Because he didn't travel.
Okay.
He didn't travel.
Okay.
Dude, they called travel, I think like 6 travels yesterday. Mm-hmm. Like, what are we doing?
Point of emphasis.
How about we play basketball? How about that? Referees. Did they call any travels on the Raptors? No. Influenced by the crowd.
So
influenced by the crowd. Corruption.
Influenced by the crowd. You.
I might as well have been watching Royal Rumble yesterday.
You're the worst.
What are you talking about?
You're the worst.
Oh, it's not the same thing.
I mean, they did call a foul on Dedmon's deal.
Dude, Dwayne Dedmon got hit in the junk, and they called a foul on him. In the junk. The mechanic got hit in the spark plugs, and they called a foul on him. Explain it to me. You can't. Corruption.
No. Here's what happens. You sound like a loser.
No.
Because the losing team always complains.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, what we saw yesterday, egregious.
Is that why the Heat lost?
Part of it?
No.
Turnovers are a big deal.
I would say they had 20 plus turnovers and they got out rebounded by 20.
I mean,
that played a bigger role in it.
No, turnovers are a bigger deal.
Oh,
you're wrong.
Monty Tobin.
You're wrong.
You were the worst.
It's a reason, but it's not the biggest reason.
You get out rebounded by 20 and you have 20 plus turnovers, you're losing.
The turnovers are a bigger deal, though.
You're losing.
Turnovers are a bigger deal.
You're losing.
Okay.
So if the turnovers were a bigger deal, why are you making a big deal about calls?
Because the turnovers were like travels. They weren't like forced turnovers. The referees turned the ball over. They took the basketball.
They were kicking that damn ball all over the place.
Dude, no. It was travel.
Oh.
So all 20 were travels?
Like 8 of them were.
No, they were not.
Yeah, they were.
So
did you watch the game?
Let me get to yes.
Okay.
So
you don't think some of those travels were ridiculous? Max Strus.
You're telling me, let me get this straight. Of the 22 turnovers?
Mm-hmm.
8 of them were travels.
Doesn't matter. Like
no.
If those,
you said 8 of them were travels.
Yeah.
You said they got 8.
Okay, nobody plays a perfect basketball game.
You said they got
give them 8 more possessions on top of the rebounding. It's a bigger deal.
You were the worst.
No, it's just.
I want to take off my brace, put my dukes up,
dude,
and fight you.
Do you know what you should do?
You're ridiculous.
Do me a favor. You should take off your brace and use it as wings to Neverland, Peter Pan, because you need to grow up and realize what sports is. And what we saw yesterday.
I better not act like a bird with the birder over here.
Oh yeah, be careful. Look at her suspicious.
Why are you?
I'm telling you,
dead.
Just say,
even Spo yesterday was disgusted with the travels. He's like, and Spo, he calls a travel. He knows a travel. And by the way, Jimmy Butler forced Anunoby into like 2 travels in one possession. Didn't call it. Because you know how I know? Because Spo went like this.
I'm talking to Steven.
Spo went like this. You saw it, Steven. Did you see him go like this?
That's his favorite move, man.
That's his favorite move. He was doing the spin arms. He did it twice. Chris Quinn was losing his mind. They didn't call it. If Kyle Lowry, little pivot foot, travel.
Hold on.
Home cooking.
Hold on. We had this conversation on Monday.
These are different conversations.
No.
They are.
And I told you the losing team always complains about officiating.
No, you said that the losing team always complains about free throw discrepancy, which I am not. That was even Steven. I'm not complaining about the free throws. I'm complaining about learn how to call basketball games.
So you now have a caveat.
No,
You're complaining.
We're complaining about different things.
The losing team complains.
No.
What do you call it? If it's
pointing out the facts, observations.
Monty Williams wasn't doing that?
No, Monty Williams was being a crybaby. He was making up things. Why didn't we get free throws? Because you didn't go in the paint, dum-dum.
Yeah, they love jump shooting.
Yeah, they jump shots.
And this Devin Booker, he loves kicking his feet up.
Yeah,
it's really annoying.
He's a cheat. But the other point is,
what are you doing?
Because he knows.
New guy.
Steve, did you watch that game yesterday? And did you not thought it was a little bit much with all the travel calls?
No, I didn't watch the game yesterday.
Well, I did. And let me tell you something, Leroy. It was a bit much. What are we doing here? Hoosiers? What is this, the Big Ten?
They call Tobin the earthworm because he wiggles everywhere. Yes. You don't even feel bad about this?
I don't feel bad at all.
Witcher.
I said I wasn't going to come in and complain about free throw discrepancy. I'm not. I'm complaining about the calls of the game with the travels. Ridiculous. And also Dwayne Dedmon's penis getting called for a foul. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Who gets hit in the junk and gets called for a foul? The only more ridiculous thing I've ever seen is Goran Dragic getting called after losing a chiclet.
That was funny.
That's up there.
This was worse than that. Explain it to me. How is Dwayne Dedmon and his deal getting called for a foul?
You know what I'm going to do right now? I'm going to take a sip of my drink.
Go ahead.
We all know that you're a fraud.
I'm not a fraud.
And a sham.
I'm not a sham. Did you see the foul that he got called on his deal?
You're throwing caveats at me.
I'm not throwing caveats.
But the fact of the matter is, the losing team,
dude,
always complains about officiating.
If anything, you're adding caveats because now you're widening the net. What we talked about on Monday. No. We complained on Tuesday when we discussed Monday's game against the Suns. We discussed how the losing team always complains about free throw discrepancy. I'm not complaining about that. I'm complaining about learn what a travel is and call it. Can we get a universal law out here so we can figure things out officiating?
Can I say this?
If it's accurate.
It's accurate. Every year we hear about all these leagues having points of emphasis. This year's point of emphasis, without even knowing what it is, had to be with traveling and carrying the basketball.
Okay, but sometimes point of emphasis is just a fancy way of saying we don't know. We just get to do whatever we want.
No, it's not.
It is. Here's why. Remember when they were doing pass interference and it was just like, this is pass interference, this is pass interference, this is pass interference, but they were just making up the rules willy-nilly? It was a terrible year. Everybody hated it. And they said, well, point of emphasis. Point of emphasis is just a fancy way of saying incompetence. That's all it is. And these referees, they say point of emphasis, traveling, point of emphasis, carrying the basketball. That just means, you want to know something? We don't have the guts anymore. So what we're going to do is we're just going to call it willy-nilly. And then when we get called out on our bull bleep, we'll say, point of emphasis. Cowards.
You're the worst. You just shrug your shoulders and keep it moving.
I don't feel like I am the worst.
Why?
I feel like most Heat fans agree with me.
Why do I feel like I want to choke the life out of you right now?
Because that's every day.
You're right. No, but today is a special day.
Why?
Is it really?
No, today is extra special because
Kyle Lowry's been dribbling his entire life. He doesn't know how to legally move with the basketball with nobody around him. Nobody. Wasn't even like a double team. He literally just got the ball, started dribbling, travel. And he looks at it like, I'm Kyle Lowry. Like, what are we doing?
They're trying to get away from.
Get away from what?
When LeBron.
He's dribbled the ball for 17 years one way.
Russell Westbrook put the ball up in the air.
Ridiculous. Ridiculous.
You know, I'm going to just say this. You lost.
Dude, they called a rebound.
He
Can I tell you
lost.
what? Let me tell you something right now.
Stop complaining.
They called a rebounding foul on Kyle Lowry. Little Kyle Lowry. All right, all 6 foot of him.
Now he's little. 2
Little
days ago,
Kyle
you were
Lowry.
talking about you were playing rump shaker.
Dude,
Like,
he got a foul call. He had Anunoby, Koloko, and another one of their 6'11" guys around him. He was literally a little squirrel amongst the trees. How did he get the rebounding foul? Explain it to me. I'll tell you why.
Case in point right here,
Corruption.
Steven.
Corruption.
To make his point, he made Kyle Lowry smaller yesterday than at any point since Kyle Lowry's been here.
Yes, when is he a squirrel?
Dude,
Right.
because
a tiny
he was
little
amongst
squirrel.
he's amongst the dude, he's
A tiny
amongst
little squirrel. Every time we start a show,
dude.
right? You have talked about, oh man, did you see Kyle Lowry?
I threw up my arms in discussion.
He's gonna be an ant the next day.
Here's
Right.
just
Just to make the point. Just to make a point.
I'll move on after this because I don't want to, you and I won't see eye to eye on this because you're wrong. But I just want to, let's just recap, okay? Kyle Lowry, who's been dribbling a basketball in the NBA for 17 years, now is getting called for traveling, okay? Kyle Lowry, who was a squirrel amongst trees, gets called for a rebounding foul, and they called a foul on Dwayne Dedman's penis.
Hey, guess what?
Hey, look at that.
Got to call me back.
Was it AT&T?
Yes. They told me they'd get back to me in 48 hours Thursday.
That being said, that first 8 minutes by Jovic. Oh,
Why didn't he get some run?
Because they just gave us a little sweetener.
a little sweetener, dude.
And you know what I was thinking? And this is why I hate this man right here.
Hmm?
Let me tell you why. Because he went in there, he started balling, and I'm just thinking, Tobin's thinking, whoo, throw him in the trade for KD.
It's like Leroy.
Yes, I'm telling you. Why? Now I'm thinking like
I
that.
suppose got to learn to showcase a little bit longer.
Now I'm thinking like that.
Hmm?
No.
And did you see him on Twitter?
Who?
Going off.
Me?
You.
What did I do?
Little sweetener. You just kept tweeting about him.
Why didn't they just keep going
after you
with it
traded
though?
him.
He had a clear advantage.
I think because in the second half he was getting bludgeoned a little bit defensively. That's why. He wasn't. I mean, he had 3 rebounds yesterday. It's not like he was crashing the boards.
Guess what? Didn't tell him. Coach him. Hey, go get some rebounds. You're tall. We don't have any tall guys.
You know what? I like how you.
That's how coaching works.
No. I just want to point out something. If I said that same thing, how ridiculous you would think I was. If I would just said he can't rebound, coach him up. If I said that,
He's 6'11". He's the tallest guy you have playing basketball on the Heat right now.
he's the size of a windsock.
So what? You know what? Then go and wave your arms and catch a ball. What are you talking about? Because guess who can't do it? Squirrel Kyle Lowry. Because he's too small amongst the trees, as you would say it.
No, he can do it. They just call a foul on him, even though he gets the
Oh
ball.
my goodness.
Like,
Oh my goodness. You are the worst.
Christian Koloko is the size of 3 Kyle
And
Lowrys.
the only reason why you're not any worse is because I just got ATT showed up on my phone.
Back up. This isn't about
You
me.
okay, man?
Is this about me?
No,
or
I'm not okay. It is baffling to me how incompetent a company could be.
Mm-hmm.
You know what he asked me?
Huh.
He said, hey, your wire kept getting cut because are you done burying your pool? I'm like, what?
What?
Right.
Pool?
Yeah.
What?
How you bury a pool?
So now I'm even more pissed off. So I explained the whole tour and he says, I'm not going to tolerate this loudness.
He said that?
Yes.
Wow.
Like I said, I don't have a right to be upset.
I'm not going to tolerate it.
Right.
He bucks you in.
That's what he said. So I said, hey, man. I said, somebody was supposed to get a hold of me. It said 48 hours,
Mm-hmm.
right? He goes, was that an automated system? I don't know. I don't work for AT&T.
Yeah. Do I know how you guys do your thing?
Then he follows it up with, I'm telling you, this, if we were face to face, would have been a situation. What would you like me to do? I say, you know what I would like you to do? I would like you and your incompetent company to make it right. Make me feel better because of all the crap that I went through.
You gotta.
I had to
dude,
bury
can I
a
tell you
damn hole
Can I tell you
with one arm.
Leroy, I gotta tell you right now, you gotta dump him. just for principle.
Yeah,
You
that's
have
awful.
to.
That's awful customer service.
You know what? You
don't
got to
say
dump
that.
them. It's time. It's time. It's time.
I need a
We'll find somebody. We'll find them.
Get
We got to
Xfinity.
dump them. It's enough.
okay.
It's enough.
Okay.
This is ridiculous.
It's
What would you like me to do?
right. Like, just
What
imagine
would you like
somebody
me to
that's
do?
put you through living hell and then call you, tell you to calm down. What would you like me to do?
I'm not going to tolerate this. Your job is customer service.
Yeah. He says, I'm a field manager. I don't know anything about
I'm a field manager.
it. Yes.
More like a
Then
field
why
mouse.
would they call you if they don't know anything about
Right. Exactly. This guy thought I was building a pool.
it? They have
Yeah.
excellent communication.
They
They don't write notes.
Yeah, they don't. They
Pretty sure
don't
they
know,
write
dude.
they don't care.
They don't care.
Look.
You want to know why they don't care?
You
'Cause
know
you
what?
don't leave.
Here's the point that I tried to make on Twitter, right? Don't at me on Twitter. You got my number. Because if my bill ain't paid, y'all power call me. You know what my number is. Don't try to at me and show everybody on Twitter that you give a damn. And that's what that was for.
NBA refs of the communications business. You know, inconsistent. Can't
They're-
trust them.
No. It's not even there. It ain't even inconsistent. It's just bad.
Mm-hmm.
It's terrible.
Like the referees last night.
Really? So this clown's gonna go over to my house,
Oh,
right? I ain't gonna be there. He's gonna call me, and I'm like,
what is he going over there for? Didn't you bury the
don't-
wire?
Yes, that's like
Sounds like you did their job.
Yeah.
I did
So what were you
because I
looking
didn't
for?
want my wire cut,
What did you want? Like a free month of stars or something?
dude. Think about this. He told me not to be upset. My wire got cut 4 times. I had to spend $500 on a hotspot,
Right. That was kind of on
And-
the lawn guy though.
and then no, it wasn't a long guy.
He had the blade.
No, he showed me the wire was sticking out of the ground where the guy buried it
Hmm.
and didn't bury it.
Inconvenient excuse. You're probably good at covering up
No, he
murders
showed-
too.
This guy. See,
I mean, if something is my fault,
Hey.
of course I'm going to find a way to blame somebody else.
you certainly don't take the responsibility of blaming the officials.
I do blame the officials.
Right. But the 20 rebound advantage and the 20 plus turnovers had nothing to do with it.
Well, here's the thing. One is a rule of basketball. They're just changing willy-nilly. The other is earned. You earn free throws. The Suns did not earn anything. The Heat had their possessions taken away from them willy-nilly by made-up rules. It's completely different, dude. Like, I don't understand. It's like it's apples and oranges we're arguing. You see, like, it's the same criminal, but they're way different crimes. One's jaywalking and one is murder.
That's a big leap. It's gonna be theft. Have to be murder.
Like, what?
I mean, all right.
One gets you,
I'm glad you
one
got
gets
it
you a
off.
citation, and
After
the other one
listening
gets
to you right
a
now,
chair.
I'd rather go make friends with the AT&T guy.
Why?
Like, you go have a coffee or something. Like, because I
Talk about our troubles.
because you are.
But listen, hey, you want to know something? Okay, let's just say that's fine.
Wait, can I ask you a
Let's
question?
just, no.
No. Let me ask you a question. What responsibility do the Heat have for that loss?
They should have rebounded better. The biggest swing in the game was the 21-0 run in the third quarter.
Oh my God.
That was impossible.
You think? You think?
It played a reason, but they still had a chance to win. They were not out of that game. And it got taken away from them. So that's it. I'm not saying it's all. Just like Monty Williams probably isn't thinking the only reason we lost was free throws, but why mention it? And you want to know what Spo did last night?
Then why did you mention it?
Oh, because, well, I'm not a coach. I don't represent the organization. I'm allowed to say things. I don't get fined. But you know what Eric Spoelstra did? He kind of grumbled about it. He was like, the travels, and moved on. You know? Everybody kind of just, they acknowledged it was annoying, but they moved on. Monty Williams is out here crying and whining about it. Boo-hoo, poor me. It was unbecoming of Monty Williams. I lost a little bit of respect for him.
You know who you are, Tobin?
Access,
I'm sorry, what?
fan with good access.
Oh, man. Been going willy-nilly on this show lately.
You started it. You piss everybody off with the
What did I do?
nonsense. Jaywalking versus murder. That's what you bring to the table.
Feel how I feel.